everybody. We're here in Jersey City at the last match experience. Can you just give me like an intro, like who you are, the role that you're playing, and also like go into a little bit of like your why, like kind of what motivates you to do what you do.
What's going on, everybody? It's me, Afa Jr, the Samoan Storm, second coming of Afa the Wild Samoan himself, Bloodline member, and I am the choreographer here at the last match.
Awesome. So I think we interviewed a few people already, and it seems that the vibe is really solid. It seems like everybody is super excited. Everybody's like very motivated and tapped in with like the narrative. Like, what do you think attributes to that?
Everybody's just really, it comes down to everybody's professional. They show up to work, ready to work, you know what I mean? But to be able to dive in and really, be taken over by the roles and stuff like that, because you have to go all in this sort of role. It's hard to turn it on and off. So the actors are doing great, and it's a challenge for them to get in the ring. It's something that they're not used to, and that's a challenge for us as coaches and choreographers that to make them comfortable and make sure that they're safe in there. So it's been quite the process.
Yeah, absolutely. And it feels like the actors, they come from that musical side. Mm-hmm. So for them, that is, they're comfortable with that. And it seems like the wrestling is a piece for them that they need to get used to. Like, how would you describe it for you? Is it the opposite, where the wrestling piece is like a little more familiar and then like the musical side is a bit foreign? Because to me, this is really interesting that we're almost combining two things that are different, but they're like meshing in a really weirdly yet satisfying. It feels like it just makes sense.
Right.
So like, can you like give me your perspective on how you're viewing this from like behind the scenes and everything?
Yeah. So the wrestling and the theater world, they're blending pretty much seamlessly in this project because wrestling is pretty much theater. It's just more physical. So. We're pretty familiar with how to control crowds and work that sort of thing. Whereas the actors and the musicians that are coming in, their footwork is incredible. So that's making it very easy to help them train and But I think it's the crossover is that we're all storytellers at the end of the day. They're telling their story through song and music. We're telling our story through combat and through drama and promos and stuff like that. But the way that the show flows, it's pretty much a wrestling show, where you're going to go from your backstage segments to your in-ring segments to your on-stage segments, and it's just going to keep going. It's quite the experience.
Absolutely. And kind of shifting gears a bit, like I want to talk a bit about wrestling. So can you let me know like what impact may have wrestling generally had on you? Like, what is your familiarity level? Like, did you watch it growing up? Like, I would love to understand like your perspective on like the pure wrestling.
Yeah, well, I was born into wrestling. At birth, my mother was in the hospital and she gave birth, and I fed for an arm drag in the doctor. And when the doctor got up, I headbutted him. And that's pretty much how I got into the business. I've been in since as long as I could remember. My father being WWE Hall of Famer, Afa the Wild Samoan. My uncle being WWE Hall of Famer, Sika of the Wild Samoan. My other cousins being WWE Hall of Famer, Rikishi. My other cousin, WWE Hall of Famer, Yokozuna. My brothers, WWE Tag Team Champions. I'm going to keep going. Yeah, those WWE Tag Team Champions. My cousin Roman Reigns, WWE Champion. Cousin Rock, World Champion. Come on, man. We run wrestling. And so that answers that. I didn't really watch wrestling because we are wrestling.
If wrestling, so the wrestling landscape right now feels supercharged. It feels like the past like few months to year, it seems like it's almost been like a new renaissance. And I think when we talk to people, I think people describe this era to be 10 times, if not way more better than the Attitude Era was. Like, why do you feel that is? Like, what about wrestling right now do you feel people are really getting remotivated? Maybe people who grew up watching wrestling and took a break, they're now jumping back into it. Like, what do you feel is attributing to that right now?
Wrestling is booming right now because we went from that, the Attitude Era to the PG era, and now we're in the Samoan era. So put it up and acknowledge us.
Absolutely. Well, what we like to, so it was a pleasure. I think we got to wrap it up with we like to do like some rapid fire trivia, whatever it is. I'm just gonna shoot you some fastballs and just let me know the first thing that comes to your mind.
All right.
What is your favorite meal?
My favorite meal is steak and sushi. Not together, but I like them both.
How do you like your steak cooked?
Medium rare.
Awesome. And then favorite sushi roll?
Favorite sushi roll? I like salmon and I like the bluefin tuna.
Ooh. Okay.
Yeah.
The wavelength you're giving me, I'm picking it.
Yeah.
What is your favorite movie or show?
My favorite movie, I like Step Brothers. That's a great movie. I'm into that them one-line comedy movies. And show, I don't really watch much TV, so pick a wrestling program. I guess we'll go with that.
And then speaking of wrestling, who do you think is the greatest tag team of all time?
The greatest tag team of all time? Of all time. Obviously, my father and uncle, Afa the Wild Samoan and Sika the Wild Samoan, 3-time WWE tag team champions, WWE Hall of Famers. They trained half the world, and I'm gonna go with them.
Got it. And then favorite WrestleMania moment of all time?
Favorite WrestleMania moment? WrestleMania 23 when they inducted my father into the Hall of Fame.
Oh, that's fire. And then the last one, what is your favorite finisher of all time?
My favorite finisher of all time is mine. Air Samoa coming off the top, crash landing.
That's it. All right, it was a pleasure. Thank you so much for the time.
Thank you, guys.
Can we get you on Instagram real quickly so we can follow you?
Yeah, Samoan Storm.
Turn that shit up. Turn it up.
I'm with the radical. Yeah, I'm clavicle.
Let's get it.
She got attitude.
Goddamn.
On your avenue. I'm with the radical.
Oh yeah.
Perry Saturn too.
Let's get it.
I gotta do. What I gotta do.
I'm with the radicals. Radical. Perry Saturn 2. Perry. Benoit Guerrero 2. With that Malenko dude. Let's get it. My shorty go like, ooh. When I'm in that, you. That's why I gotta do what I gotta do. I'm with the radicals. I'm radical. Feeling tactical. With Randy Savage too. Randy. The gratitude. Yeah, you acting kinda rude. Just the interlude. Let's get it. Don't kill the mood. Yeah. For the streets like food. Yeah. I'm with the radicals. It's sounding classical. I spit them factuals.